What's going on, guys? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me in the comments. Let me know if you can hear me, and we will get started. So, big day today. Wow, a lot of people are getting freaked out. Some people are getting scared. Let me know if you can hear me. Somebody comment if you can hear me. When I get headphones in, sometimes it changes. Nice. Awesome. Thanks, Encoder. Appreciate it, man. So, what I want to start out today? Well, how much experience do I have with buying Bitcoin and dips? Well, this is my Coinbase. This is live. I usually don't share this in a live stream. But guys, all right. Here's how I look at the dip right now, guys. Okay? This is me buying Bitcoin in 2013. Some of my biggest financial regret is I didn't buy more, and then that I sold. So these are my Bitcoin purchases. And I'm starting with this because a lot of you guys don't know my story and how long I've been in this space. 3 Bitcoin for $500. Do the math. A lot more $500 Bitcoin. Just scrolling around here. DCAing $50 when Bitcoin was like $800. Okay. This is in 2013, guys. So I'm coming at it from this perspective. This is ETH in 2013. Bought 15 ETH for $200, guys. Okay, why am I starting with this? I'm not trying to show off at all because I actually sold all of this. I sold all this. I don't know if you can see this on the screen, but I got to share this tab instead. So this is my ETH. I sold all this. I bought it and sold it. So when I'm looking at the price of cryptos, guys, my biggest regret is that I didn't buy more and that I sold. My biggest financial regret is that I didn't buy more Bitcoin and ETH and that I sold it all way too early. Now, I believe personally that 10 years from now, so I was buying all this Bitcoin and ETH, again, right back here. If you're like, oh, this is fake. No, this is my actual Coinbase account. I don't know how to fake websites. I guess some people do. Bought Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin for $140, etc. You guys see it. I believe in 10 years, if you guys sell, or I'll just speak for myself, not financial advice. If I sell because I'm scared, in 10 years from now, it's going to look like this. I'm going to be like, wow, I sold my Bitcoin because there was some FUD about Mt. Gox or because there was some fear about whatever, make it up. I sold for $50,000, $60,000. Oh, man, I am an idiot. So that's my perspective. So I hope you guys can see this is real. This is my, Bitcoin account balance. Hopefully I'm not doxing myself too bad. But anyway, I don't really care at this point because I sold it. All right. So this is my ETH. Buying some really cheap ETH, $300 ETH, 13. I think my biggest one is right here. It's like $13. 15 divided by 200. Do the math. All right. So anyway, yeah, I want to start with that. My biggest regret, my biggest financial mistake is that I sold. So, okay, Bitcoin dropped below 60. I'm going to cover what's going on, what I'm looking at, all that kind of stuff. But let's just start out with the prices really quick, guys. Bitcoin is not even 20% below its all-time high. And people are having a panic attack. Hopefully you aren't, but a lot of people are having a panic attack. And they're freaking out. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin's 20% below its all-time high. We know that in Bitcoin bull markets, which I believe we still are, we know that in bull markets, we can see dips of 20, 30, 40, 50%. And those are not uncommon. Those are common. That is normal to see many, many, many dips. Many, many dips. Let's just get to it. Global liquidity cycle. Global liquidity is about to spike and will drive Bitcoin massively up. Bitcoin is the great cookie monster gobbler of liquidity. It gobbles up liquidity, and this is the 4-year cycle, which happens to align with the Bitcoin halvings and presidential elections. I'm not really concerned here, guys. Also, Ethereum ETFs will most likely be coming into the market. Ethereum ETFs will be coming. Bitwise is already rolling out some ads. So we saw the Bitcoin ETFs drive the price from like 30,000 all the way up to the all-time high of like 74. We could see a lot of demand for Ethereum ETFs, and those are coming. Those are coming. And now, Mt. Gox FUD, okay? Mt. Gox always comes around every year or so. They do this like clockwork. We're going to give people back their Bitcoin that we've been hodling for you guys for what, like a decade? So I was buying Bitcoin again back in, I was buying Bitcoin here back in 2013. But thankfully I didn't get locked up. Actually, no, I wish I would have gotten locked up with Mt. Gox. You know why? Because now I would have been getting it back and I wouldn't have sold. So people are getting their crypto back, or it's going to begin in July. Okay? So here, Mt. Gox creditors will get, I guess, just $483 per Bitcoin, which kind of sucks. So the 9 billion becomes 72 million. So there's still some uncertainty regarding that. Right here, this giving back of Bitcoin starts in July. We have no idea the schedule. It could be spaced over months. So this is definitely impacting this sell-off. People are like, oh my gosh, billions of dollars is going to go back to people and they're going to all sell. Mt. Gox comes again. Mt. Gox is like genital herpes. It comes around, whenever there's fear, whenever the market gets too stressed out, Mt. Gox decides to say, hey, we're going to give people back their Bitcoin. And just like when you're stressed out, your immune system goes down, what happens is the market decides to be like, oh my God, we're going to dump. We're going to freak out 4% over the last day. Oh my God. It's really funny. It makes me laugh every time. So guys, not financial advice. Do whatever you want. But right here, while you were scared, someone just bought $961 million worth of Bitcoin from Gemini. It wasn't me. Maybe it was Simon Dixon. I don't know. But it was someone who has a lot of money. And they bought this for, I think, $59,000, or it was below 60. While you were scared, somebody bought almost $1 billion of Bitcoin. Important to remember. Don't let Bitcoin chop solidation, that's a good phrase, chop solidation, shake you out. All right? So this is not a chart from me, but this is a chart from someone smarter than me. People are drawing lines, doing charts, showing averages, showing short-term cost basis, all this types of stuff, right? Like, this stuff is cool, and I love Into the Cryptoverse. I love charts. At the end of the day, don't let this all shake you out. Right here, every single time, massive dips. So this is the 2017 bull market. This is the chart that he took right here. 2017 was huge. I was obviously around then, and it was massive. And look at these massive dips. 33%, 38%, 36%, 29%. These are dips while the price of Bitcoin is literally going parabolic. Absolutely going parabolic to like what I think it went to like 19K, right? If you guys were around then, let me know if you were around in 2017. We saw some humongous dips. So again, I'll keep coming back to this. Coinbase buying ETH, buying Bitcoin in 2013. 15 ETH for less than $200. I sold it all. I sold it all because I didn't know what I had and I didn't know what I was doing. And guess what, guys? In 2013, it was a lot more risky to be buying Bitcoin and ETH. We didn't know. It was crazy back then. Coinbase just launched, I think, in 2013. There was no regulation. Everyone was crapping on Bitcoin and ETH. Nobody knew what was going on. Actually, this is way before ICOs. ICOs came out in 2017. Yeah, 2013, nobody knew what was going on. So, yeah, I sold everything, guys. My biggest regret is not buying more and selling. And I believe that in 10 years, when we are in 2033, 2034, how I feel about these 2013 purchases of Bitcoin and ETH is how we're all going to feel about right now. It's like, oh man, I really should have either bought more or not sold. That's how I feel. I could be wrong. I don't want to scroll too much because I don't want to show, DCAing $50 a week, right? $50 a week. And this is when Bitcoin was around $500 if I'm doing the math right now. 50 times 0.1, $500 Bitcoins. I was doing it right, guys. I was DCAing 50 a week like a good little boy. I was a little boy at the time. And I sold it. I think I sold everything, most of it for a loss, if not all of it for a loss, because I'm sharing all this stuff with you because I was around a decade ago, and it is a real, I don't know how much Bitcoin I would have had if I never sold anything. A lot, enough for me to buy a great house and live off of passive income forever. And literally, I don't have, I wouldn't have had like hundreds, but I would have had enough to live a beautiful life. So again, these are the dips in the bull market in a bull run. Very, very, very common to see massive dips. Bitcoin miners sold 30,000 Bitcoin this month, bringing reserves to new lows. Another reason why the price of Bitcoin is down. Bitcoin miners are selling. Okay. Whoop-de-doo. From Jacob Canfield right here. I really like this guy. He posts good stuff. He says, the bounce will be violent, but your job isn't to buy the bottom. It's to survive until we get there. The market is littered with the bodies of traders buying too early, using too much leverage, and not having a plan. Guys, do not use leverage. There are a lot of YouTubers and influencers promoting exchanges. I don't want to name them. There's a lot of exchanges that pay influencers a ton of money when their referrals use leverage and actually get liquidated. I'm not promoting those because I do not suggest leverage. Buy depression, sell euphoria. So now is, again, not financial advice, in my opinion, not the time to buy because there is depression, fear, blood in the streets. You sell if you want to sell. Again, I don't think I'm going to sell. At least not for a very, very, very long time. Maybe I'll take some chips when Bitcoin, breaks through some massive numbers, but no plans on selling now. You sell when you're calculating your US dollar net worth and you're like, I've never been this rich. I'm on Zillow. I'm looking at homes to buy. I'm looking at buying a cool car, whatever you want to do. Or intelligently, you're like, wow, I can earn enough money to quit my job if I hypothetically sold some Bitcoin, put it into like treasuries or even like a high yield savings account, right? That's when it's like, maybe I should sell. So again, it's almost impossible to lose when you do this, meaning buy depression, sell euphoria, don't use leverage, and not having a plan. All those things are very important. Chris from Crypto.com said, someone once said the market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. The same person also said something about being brave when others are fearful, and further advised to buy when there is blood in the streets. Yes, yes, yes. All those things are true, guys. Let's check out CoinGecko. If you're obsessing over the price, gotta be honest, I was last night at like 4 a.m. That's why it's 4 p.m. and I'm drinking cold brew. A little late for caffeine, but who cares? If you're obsessing over the price, man, again, I'm not immune to doing so. I am not a monk when it comes to I have X amount of Bitcoin and I'm valuing my net worth in Bitcoin or in ETH. I know that's what you're supposed to do, and that's what I preach, and that's what smarter people like myself, like Simon Dixon, talk about. Valuing your net worth in a fixed asset where there's not going to be more than 21 million, etc. You know the lingo, but it's hard sometimes to be like, well, shoot, my net worth went down a lot in US dollars. So it's difficult. What's up over the last day? I don't know, some altcoins. I don't own any of this. Yeah, so it's here's what I see happening. I see whatever's happening macro, whatever's selling, miners dumping, Mount Gox FUD, whatever. There could be 5 more things happening. There could be 10, 20 more things happening. But people, individuals, retail, they realize they can't win in life unless they buy something that has volatility and something that has a huge track record of going up a ton, right? Just looking up a chart really quick for you guys. I shared this in my last video. Bitcoin's compound annual growth rate, if I can find it really quick. Because people realize that they're not going to get ahead, right? They're not going to get ahead unless they do something like buying Bitcoin. People are looking at charts like this, Bitcoin ROI. So it obviously went down over the last year, literally went down obviously today. So yeah, ROI of Bitcoin. People are like, oh my gosh, I need to get in this space. Oh my gosh, I hate to say it, but people are going to be buying altcoins and meme coins. Dog with hat up 12% today. I'm not encouraging you to buy this stuff, but I think that especially as more baby boomers leave their money to their kids, they're going to be buying crypto. And whether you like it or hate it, a lot of that is going to be meme coins. But a lot of that's going to go right to Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana, which, not financial advice, but could be your top 3 holdings. Bitcoin, probably the safest, or I think so. So anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. I'll go through your comments in a moment, but again, I've been in this game for too long to sell right now. Even if Bitcoin goes lower, yeah, it'll be hard to see net worth go down in US dollars. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but buying Bitcoin when it was $140, buying Bitcoin when it was $76, or at least I bought one, sold some, buying $50 a day. Let's see. I don't know how much I want to show. But yeah, look at this. I'm just buying $50 a week. And I had rent to pay. How old was I? I don't know, like 27. And I had to pay rent. I was living with the girl I was dating at the time, and she's like, hey, can you pay me? And I was like, shit, I don't have any money. All right, I'll sell my Bitcoin. Or actually, also what happened is Bitcoin went up in 2013, I believe, to like $1,000. And then it came back down. And as it was going down, I was selling because I was like, oh my gosh, it's going down and it's going to zero. The same thing that a lot of you guys are feeling right now. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin's going down, time to sell. It's the opposite of what you should be doing. Here's my ETH. Again, not showing this to show off because again, I'm not going to LARP and pretend I'm some like mega wealthy person that did everything right, because no, I sold. I sent some of this stuff. I don't know what I was doing back then. I was swapping ETH to like horrible meme coins, buying, whatever. I was a mess. So anyway, guys, let's go. I'm going to go through some of your comments. Let's see if I can go to Q&A time. So a lot more can be said about everything today, but let's go ahead. I'm just going to go through some of the comments really quick. Oh, another thing I want to talk about. Yeah, some people are like, I've done the same. Another thing I want to talk about, guys. Every time I've sold, I've never purchased the same amount of that coin at a lower price. This is why I know that if I sold right now, hypothetically, if I sold, and let's say Bitcoin went down to 50, am I going to take that same amount of Bitcoin that I sold and buy at a lower price? No, I may take half of it. I may take a third of it. But I'll be thinking it's going to go lower. So why am I going to buy in now? The market's dead. Bitcoin is going to crap. Like my brain will go to those places, guys. It's not like I'm freaking Yoda. I have experience, but I'm still a human being, So if I were to sell a Bitcoin now, hypothetically, if I were to sell a Bitcoin now at 60 and then the price of Bitcoin goes to 50, I'm not going to buy at 50. I'm not going to buy one Bitcoin at 50 because I'm going to think it's going to go to 40. And then what happens is eventually, let me just go back to this quote by Jacob Canfield. Eventually, there will be a bounce and it will be violent. And I will, like every time, be left with less Bitcoin or less ETH or less Solana, whatever you're buying, I don't care. I will be left with less than when I first... I will be left with less coins than if I didn't do anything and I sat on my hands. That's what happens. The fear is there to test the weak. Yeah. I don't want to, name call, even though I did on Twitter. I called people, I think, like wussies for selling. I don't know. I think I had too much coffee, so I was being aggressive on Twitter. If somebody wants to sell, they can do whatever they want. But yes, it's scary. I hope they all sell. Panic to buy more. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're watching and you're not subscribed. That would be awesome. If you're watching this on X or if you're watching this on YouTube, I will be doing more live streams. Keep subscribing if you haven't already. Yes, Mount Gox docs, Fear, FUD, whatever you want to call it. You're welcome, CSR. 7 a.m. Where are you at? What's 7 a.m. right now? Is that Australia? All right. Yeah, some Mt. Gox people could sell. And if that happens, oh well, Yep, 20% dump. Very, very common. Again, I'll just go back to this chart. This is in a bull market. This is 2017. Multiple 30% plus drops. It's not a big deal, right? Not a big deal. No, man, that was a joke. I did not buy 1,500 ETH. Somebody on Twitter bought 1,500 ETH, and I was like, me too. No, that's a joke. I do not have... I'm showing here back in 2013 that I was selling my Bitcoin and ETH. Nope, not that smart. Can't say I'm that smart, but I have experience. Love a discount, absolutely. What exchange did you buy Bitcoin? Your first Bitcoin? Yeah, Coinbase. So this right here is Coinbase. My first Bitcoin purchase was, looks like it's right here. So, what is that? About $260 Bitcoin. Here, let me just, I'll show you it live. I just want to pull it up. I don't think my reference code is anything to be concerned about, but yeah, let's look right here. All right. First Bitcoin purchase, guys. Whoop-de-doo. At least I think so. April 2013. $234 Bitcoin. April 2013. So over 10 years ago. Okay? Pretty cool, yeah? I mean, I guess it's cool. It would be cool if I bought a lot and then I didn't sell. But that's part of why I'm here with you guys. Perth, right on. All right, guys. I'll go see what's going on in the crypto world. I may just chill for a bit. This may just be like a longer kind of hangout stream. I'll see if anybody wants to maybe join the stream. That would be fun. Yeah, this one I may just chill with you guys until I finish my my cold brew. Yep. A lot of people commenting about Celsius. Yeah. I mean, I don't see a world where Bitcoin doesn't go up. a ton. And yeah, rebuilding is horrible, and I'm really sorry about that. But I really, really think that this bull market, or just the liquidity coming back in, this liquidity cycle right here, I really think that this will help people make a lot of money these coming years. Anybody know why it took Mt. Gox so long? They were dealing with so much regulation, so much, just like craziness regarding how to pay people back. I don't know, actually. I wish I had a good answer for that. I should, but whatever. My van came with solar. I'm not in my van right now. I've been out of my van for a little bit. Those of you guys that care, a lot of you guys don't. You guys just want to hear about how I screwed up my entire life by not buying enough and selling Bitcoin too early. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be doing these live streams every dump. I'll be doing a live stream to remind you about what I wish I would have known 10 years ago. That is what I'm going to do. Actually, 11 years ago. 2013, 11 years ago, over 11 years ago. Oops. Buying Bitcoin for $70, $200, and then selling. Don't do what I did, guys. Subscribe so you don't screw up like me. All right. So yeah, Bitcoin's just chilling at 60. You know what? I wouldn't be shocked if Bitcoin has another dump. Wouldn't shock me. Again, from the all-time high. 18.5%. This is nothing, guys. This is nothing. Not a big deal. All right, we're getting some van talk. I can do a little van life talk right now. I assume you're talking about probably lithium. That seems like enough solar, and 600 amp hours is a lot of lithium to basically power everything minus a low amp, like a good AC. ACs are the things that draw the most power. Dometic makes a good rooftop AC that you can probably run for a while, especially if it's very sunny. But yeah, this is enough to run like a Starlink and all your appliances for a long time. 600 amp hours is a lot. Yes, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, Aaron version 1 made mistakes, but Aaron V2 is rocking wiser. You know what? I am. I don't want to make these mistakes again where I am again buying Bitcoin. $76. Oh. Oops. July 11th. So almost 11 years ago, Aaron made one of the biggest mistakes. Bitcoin was so low. Not only did I just buy one, but I sold it possibly at a loss. All right. So how do we not make this mistake 11 years from now? That is what I am trying to help you with. Yeah, Kraken's been around probably as long as Coinbase. Atomic Wallet hack. Yeah, I heard that happened, a year or two ago. I haven't heard anything about that. Thank you, John. Or thank you, Bible verse. Yes, 18.5% is a tiny dip of the past. Lithium batteries for your van, 600 amp hours is plenty. Again, unless you think you're going to be running your air conditioning for the entire day. That's the only thing that you may want more battery power, but honestly, it's just difficult to get enough solar plus battery unless you are also driving, and then you're doing I think it's called a DC to DC, where you can very quickly charge your battery bank from driving using your alternator in your car. If you're driving 30 minutes to an hour and you have one of those, which Renogy, a lot of these van component kits have very quick, or have the hardware to charge your battery bank with a little bit of driving, then you should be fine. What's a good bottom for the next bear market to aim for? I'm not even thinking that far ahead, guys. Bottom for the next bear market. Come on. I don't need cash back. So some bear market bottoms. Just pulling up a chart right now really quick. Pulling up a chart for some possible bear market bottoms. Probably going to be around where we are right now, just from what I've seen. I can't find the chart I'm looking for live, but probably going to be around where we are right now in terms of bear market bottoms for the next cycle. Thank you. It is strange making videos and not actually seeing who watches them, but just seeing like 500, 1,000, or like 10,000 people watch a video. It's a surreal thing, but you're welcome. I'm really glad I was helping out during Celsius. Does Chase not allow you to buy crypto anymore? I think you can. At least in the United States, you can use Chase to buy crypto. I know that I can buy Coinbase, or sorry, I can buy crypto on Coinbase using a Chase account. Jay, yeah, some people are holding their Bitcoin until it becomes basically like a currency where it's no longer taxed. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but some people are never going to sell, or they're not going to sell until Bitcoin becomes kind of like what it is in El Salvador, or what some people believe will happen, where it just will not be taxed. No, I don't think so. Next bear market bottom 19? No. Do you buy daily, weekly, or monthly? Personally, and everyone just has their own situation. Personally, I am not buying much right now. I am more just holding on to what I have. My Bitcoin/crypto percentage, or the percentage of my net worth, I hate that word, but the percentage of what I have is already, honestly, well, now with the recent dip, is coming into more of a reasonable percentage. But I'm not really looking to increase the percentage of my net worth in crypto, so I'm more holding right now. But those of you guys that are buying every week, every month, and you want to get more and more, and you want to increase that allocation, or you want to lower your cost basis, you want to buy lower so your average entry is lower, then yeah, it's a good idea. Will currency debasement make the current dip look like when you're buying at 200? I think so. The injection of liquidity and currency debasement, right? So yeah, I mean, a lot of people talking about liquidity cycles right now. If you're on Twitter, you've seen like probably Raoul Pal. He's big on this right now. And his model looks like, I think, $2, $3, maybe $400,000 for this cycle, possibly summer of next year, June 2025. Again, like no guarantees, but that's kind of what his model is looking at. And yeah, a lot of this has to do with the 4-year cycle, Bitcoin halving cycle, election cycle, and the debt cycle, which is always being pushed out 3 to 4 years or so. So yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm thinking more like you, Charles. Next bear market is probably going to be around 50 or 60K. That's kind of what I'm feeling as well. 50 or 60K for the next bull market sounds about right to me. All right, let's commiserate together with me. All right, here we go. $12.89 ETH. I'll make these live streams until, I impart my wisdom based on bad decisions. I feel like an elder. I know most of you guys are around my age, but if any of you guys are watching and this is your first cycle, a lot of people were like me buying Bitcoin and ETH and all sorts of other altcoins, but most of those have gone severely down. And we sold them for a loss. So here to encourage you, or actually, no, I'm not here to encourage you. That would be financial advice. Do whatever you want. If you want to sell, please sell. But I'm sharing you regret I have 11 years ago. Actually, no, this was a little bit later. Well, yeah, Bitcoin, I was going to say, why wasn't ETH around in 2013? Well, it didn't exist. I was buying Bitcoin before ETH existed. And yeah, I forgot when ETH was, when the ICO was, but I think it was 2016. I'm just reading some more of your questions. So Raoul Pal suggested selling a third of your Bitcoin based on time, end of the year. So he said that for giving some ideas if you need or really want to take some chips off the table. That was more like a when he would if he needed to. Like if Bitcoin breaks past, I don't know, 150, do you want to take a third off? You could. You know, it's up to you. If that's life-changing money and that's going to help you buy a house or get out of debt or really change your life in a way, then yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Yes, my pain is your joy. $12.89 in ETH. July 27th of 2016. Yikes. Ugh. It's okay. I'll survive. But yeah. That's what happened. I'll just leave this up here so when new people come onto the stream, they're like, wait, hold up. ETH is $12? No, it's not. Make sure to subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. That really helps me out trying to grow the station after the Celsius debacle. Well, it hasn't ended, but it's ending. The Australian government is trying to pass a law where unrealized gains are taxed under capital gain framework. Interesting. Class of 2017. So you've been around. This could be your third, depending on when you got in 17. You probably got in at the top, like most people, end of 2017. So this is like your second, I guess, full cycle, right? So I'm just going to chill for a little bit. I have nothing to do, nowhere to be. Just hanging out with you guys. Okay, David, you got in October 2017. So yeah, you saw the price go up. Actually, I believe pretty parabolic end of 2017 for Bitcoin. Yeah, I didn't sell any in 2017. I rode that all the way up and all the way down, back to 3. Celsius question, do you think you'll be able to sell our stock this summer? I hope so, man. My guess is as good as yours when those shares become when the shares become tradable, when it becomes listed. Hopefully it does become listed on or get listed on NASDAQ. There are some funny memes on Twitter where it's like, oh, it'll get listed on the Mongolian stock exchange. There's some funny stuff happening there, but I think it's all fun. It's definitely, well, right now it's obviously trying to get listed on NASDAQ. So well, valuing mining stocks is a hard one. If Ionic gets listed and Bitcoin is really low, then it won't probably be trading for $20 a share, right? But there's always people that are looking at forward growth, right? will Ionic perform well over the next year, 2 years if Bitcoin goes up? And so I'm not a professional at valuing mining stocks, but yeah, I mean, you could be right. It could be worth less than 20. 4:38, dude. 4:38 p.m. Percent net worth in crypto. I don't like to answer numbers like this, but enough to when there's a dip, I feel it. It's not 1%. It's not 5%. You know what I mean? It's not even, it's enough where it's like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Like, whew, it's rough, man. It's rough, but again, I'm leaving Mr. $12.89 ETH purchase on the screen because in 11 years from now, if there's two zeros attached to the price of ETH, or there's at least 1 zero on the end of Bitcoin, which in a decade from now I could easily see that happening easily. I don't want, unless YouTube will stay up, I'll look back in this live stream and be like, I'm really glad I didn't sell when Bitcoin dropped to 60. That's just me. Do whatever you want, though. I can talk a little bit about this. What percent of my portfolio is not in Bitcoin, ETH, or Solana? Subscribe, and I'll answer that in 10 seconds. Those of you guys watching who are not subscribed to my YouTube, click that subscribe button, and I'll share approximately, I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll kind of give a rough estimate. What percent of my crypto portfolio is not in Bitcoin, ETH, or Sol? I'm going to do the math on my head. Let's see. Probably around 10% right now. So that would mean altcoins, meme coins, layer ones, things that were big in the last cycle. A lot of stuff I just never sold from 2020, 2021. I have stuff from 2017 I never sold. Some Doge I got that I've just been holding on to for like 6 years. Yeah, if I were to add up all that stuff, probably like 10%-ish. So I'm pretty conservative. And I think a lot of you guys are as well, because what we see is that altcoins tank and meme coins tank really, really hard. So really quick, just looking at these categories. So let's take a look really quick. Yeah, I mean, meme coins are actually coming up a little bit over the last day, only down 3%. Let's see what category is down the most over the last 7 days. Solana meme coins. So the thing that made the most people money, we're getting Andrew Tate coins and freaking Iggy Azalea coins and who's the other one? Kris Jenner coins or whatever, all built on or all launched on Solana. It's down the most over the last 7 days, right? Oh man, Hawk Tuah coin is down. Oh, well, that's where I had 80% of my net worth, guys. I'm just being really honest with you guys. It was all in, right? All in Hawk Tuah. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have any of this. Oh man, what a funny meme. Took over the internet. You are welcome for the Celsius updates. I'll put this back on because I think this is helping people stick, because they're like, oh, this guy was an idiot and he was buying and then he sold. So I'm gonna keep this screen on. Okay, you don't like Sol? Yeah, I mean, Solana has a lot of corporate interest. The FTX estate was, I forgot how many billions, but they sold a ton of Solana to corporations with a 4-year lockup. So yeah, Solana definitely has some of what you're talking about. I don't think it's trash though. I think what's causing this drop, well, what happens is people take leverage. So when there's a 5% drop, it usually goes to 10 or whatever. It's just like a cascade of liquidations. And Bitcoin certainly has that. That's what happens with Bitcoin. That's what happens with crypto, right? So let's take a look at this really quick. Bitcoin bull market correction drawdowns. So this is all the way back to 2012, I believe. So let's go back a little bit more recent. This is the 2018 green, 2018 to 2021. Massive drawdowns. 50, 60, 40, multiple 30% drawdowns. And here we are right now, all right? Great chart. So I just was scrolling Twitter, found this one. 2022, here's the drawdowns. How pathetic. Looking at these other bull markets, little baby 20% drawdowns. You know, if we don't hit a 30% drawdown, is it really a bull market, guys? I don't know. Yeah, it is hot as heck up. It is hot in Arizona. Mt. Gox is going to start unloading in July. So starting in July, but we don't have an idea yet of the schedule. Could be spaced out over months. So we don't really know. So that definitely spooked the market, right? Definitely spooked the market. And also, this doesn't help either. NASDAQ down 1% today. That doesn't help either, right? So we're getting a lot of things compiled on top of each other. And then some things we really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You know, people are taking profits. Maybe they're getting a little bit nervous. And then again, a cascading effect of liquidations of people that were long Bitcoin, long ETH. And that's what happens, right? Let's take a look really quick at, I think also, let me just take a look really quick. This doesn't help either, right? NVIDIA down 6%. After hours down another 1.23% and counting. So yeah, all of these things don't or are not really helping that much right now. Yes, Arizona, really hot. Really, really hot. If you didn't get your Celsius stock, you got to go and email them, guys. So if you should have gotten your stock and you didn't, we'll just share this really quick. Ionic Digital at odysseytrust.com. First thing you want to do, check your email. It may have gone to spam. Ionic Digital at odysseytrust.com. Search your email for that address. It may have gone to spam. Okay? If not, email them and ask them where your stock is and what's going on with that. $100 to 250 in 2025, I think, is reasonable. Bear market, next bear market, 50, 60. That's what I'm feeling too. I'm feeling that there's a lot of stability here in this like 50, 60, even just like 40 to 70, right? Next bear market could just be like around 40 to 70. To me, even though it feels like a really, really big range, I think when Bitcoin goes a lot higher into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, a $30,000 or so range, it becomes less of a percent, right? Smash the like button. Appreciate it. Also subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do so. I will be coming out with these live streams a lot more. Give me just 1 second. $13 likes? Come on, guys. All right, guys. I'll just kind of chill for a little bit. 4:49. I think I'll get off at 5 in about 11 minutes. Let me know where you're watching from. Well, probably most of you guys are in the U.S. I appreciate you. Yeah, thanks for the likes. Get those likes up. I hate doing the whole like and subscribe, but that really, really helps. It helps get this live stream out to more people. And I think a lot of people, I don't have a big ego, but I think a lot of people would like to know my story and my regrets and what I wish I would have done differently and all that. A lot of people, it's fine, but they've only been in Bitcoin for a year or 2 or 3 or 4. And they haven't made mistakes. So, all right, guys. Chicago in the house. I have no idea where Ponce Inlet is. Excuse me. I'm a stupid American. Portugal in the house. Newcastle, Australia. Gemini, Coinbase, or Kraken? Coinbase. I like Coinbase. Malaysia. Okay. You disagree with me. You put Coinbase last. That's fine. Whatever. I think they're all good. I really love that Gemini returned everybody's coins. That was amazing in that bankruptcy. Or actually, it didn't even go to bankruptcy, I don't think. Houston, Texas. What's going on? Hollywood. What's going on? All right. Chill for a little bit longer. Just scrolling Twitter, seeing what else is going on here. Oh, man. Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff happening. But again, this is not a big deal at all. In my last video, I talked about the cash and carry trade that's going on with Bitcoin and how that is kind of negating the Bitcoin inflows into the ETFs. That is slowing down as well. So I think there's going to be a lot of price movement, hopefully on the upside. But even if we have to wait a little bit, it doesn't matter. All good. Yeah, my biggest lesson, again, my biggest financial mistake was going to kindergarten versus buying a house when I was 5. I think that's number 1. Second was not buying a house when I was 18. No, I'm kidding. No, my biggest financial mistake, literally in the realm of something I could have done, was not buying more Bitcoin and ETH and then selling either way too soon or literally at a loss. And that's what happens when you don't know what you're holding. And if you're watching this, we see what's happening, right? We see what's happening. We see where the trend is going. If you don't, then you haven't been watching enough of my videos. Billionaires coming on, ETFs coming on. The Ethereum ETF is going to be coming back, or not coming back, starting. Nation states coming in, right? Nope, I did not pre-order the Solana phone. I don't even know what's going on with that. I think Rob over at Digital Asset News did, or some of the Solana people did. I did not. No. Thanks, Jay. We will see what happens next year with Alex's trial. I'll try to make it to New York. I believe it's going to be in New York. Maybe Tiffany Fong and I will kind of do some live updates for the trial. I think that'd be pretty fun. What do I think about Nexo? You know, I am shocked. I am shocked and impressed that Nexo is still around. Not to shit on Nexo, but I am shocked that Nexo made it out. You know, I'm also shocked that, shocked, more so surprised and impressed that Crypto.com did not have anything catastrophic happen to them end of 2022. You and many other people's biggest mistaken lesson was Celsius. I wish there was a way. Well, first off, I wish Celsius never happened. But secondly, I hope there's a way where we can earn yield in a safe, decentralized way where there's no counterparty and there's no ability for a charismatic liar, just stating the facts here, a very charismatic liar to encourage people to do things that are incredibly risky. Right? But I hope there is a way where we don't have to sell our Bitcoin or ETH or Solana, and it's totally safe and we can take loans against it. Right? Thanks, Metal. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks. Yeah, you can, if you want to support me, you can become a member. If you want to, I think it's like $5 a month or something like that. If you want to support what I'm doing here, support the education I'm putting out. But if you haven't subscribed and liked, it's probably going to be the biggest thing that will help me right now as well. But I appreciate you, Crypto Muscle. I'm trying to get a little buff. I used to be buff. Not bad, eh? Not bad. Can't believe I just flexed on the live stream. Fucking loser. Just kidding. I just channeled my inner Tiffany Fong, calling myself a loser, but I'm not a loser. All right. We got another 4 minutes or so. Running away from the law. Yeah. That's why I got my van. The feds were after me. I agree, Crypto CSR. It's hard. I mean, there's so many people. I get emails almost every day now. It used to be multiple times a day, but now that it's been over 2 years, it's lessened the amount of emails I get of people sharing about how much their life is completely ruined or how they have to literally rebuild from scratch, and people that retired and we're going to use this to buy a house, right? Like the most extreme stories. I'm getting less of those, but we will see what happens next year. And that's all I want to say about that, right? We will see what happens in trial next year. You are welcome, Anthony. I think my story is important for people to hear. Let's go back. This is ETH. Oh man, this one sucks. All right, I should leave this one up. This one's more painful. Oh my god. So, all right, what did I do? Let's see. I bought 15 ETH for $12.89, and I sold that ETH, or how many? I guess I sold 8 of them for $8.12. All right, live stream's over. Follow somebody who knows what they're doing. No, I mean, I'm sharing this. Sharing this because it's important that in 11 years, I believe we will see similar types of posts that I'm posting now, where people are going to regret what they did because there's FUD or because there's a 20% dip or because they needed to pay. I mean, it's fine if you need to sell to pay your bills, right? I mean, I get it. I'm not like, I don't want to make anybody feel bad for doing what they need to do. But I believe that in 11 years, personal belief, not financial advice, do whatever you want. I believe that in 11, 10 years, even 5 years, me selling ETH for $8, it'll be similarly, maybe not as painful, but similarly painful for people that sold now. Just my belief. That's why I'm sharing. So how much would this be? 8 ETH times 3,000. So I don't know, around 30, maybe $30,000. And I sold it for 65. Oopsie. Yeah, it's rough. It is rough, but that's okay. I mean, nobody rugged me. There was nobody stole this money like a lot of you guys in Celsius. But I rugged myself. I rugged myself. And this was only, January 2017. So that was right before. Here, I want to show you this. So I sold ETH. All right, great example. I sold ETH January 2017. Now, really quick, this is for Bitcoin. But ETH was actually, I believe, outperforming Bitcoin in 2017. So here I am, right here. I probably sold on this dip. I was like, oh man, 38% dip. I'm going to sell my ETH. 38% dip. Oh my gosh, I'm going to sell my ETH. And then it went up a ton, came back down. Went up a ton, came back down. And that's why I sold for $8 in ETH. Let me go to 2017 really quick. Look at the charts for ETH because that is embarrassing. Make sure to subscribe and like if you're watching this. That really, really helps me out. It helps the YouTube algo get this out to more people, which is good. So 2017, I'm pulling something up for you guys because a lot of us are experiencing. All right, here we go. So I sold January of 2017. So I sold right here. I sold literally at the bottom of the market. Okay. Right here is when I sold my ETH. It doesn't even go to 8, but there we go. Whatever. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. There's no way for that not to be rough. Okay. This is what I missed. I sold at 8. ETH went to, I forgot the exact top, but over $1,300. That is rough. So a year later, ETH went from 8 to 1,000. And yeah, January 2nd, 2017. All right, here we go. You're welcome, John. You're welcome. Hey, I'll share this every freaking live stream. I want more people to hear it because I think it's important. And pretty much I think everybody who is buying crypto, Bitcoin, ETH, back when I was buying, I don't think anybody kept on to all of it. I mean, if you did, congrats. I think maybe the only people that did are those that maybe already had a high-paying job and didn't need to sell, or at that point in my life, I was like heavily into like, I didn't have money and I was like, I can't afford to lose $65, so I think Simon Dixon probably held on to a lot of his ETH, if not all of it. I don't know. And then Max Kaiser is known for giving people like 10 Bitcoin for free, and so many people gave away so much, either sold it, gave it away, lost their keys, etc., etc. ETH is already approved spot ETF. Spot Ethereum ETF has not been launched yet, but hopefully soon. Yep, Bitcoin Pizza Guy. 10,000 Bitcoin for, was it two pizzas? Hey, man, I appreciate it. Keep those likes coming. Oh, it's past 5. All right, guys, I'm going to probably head off. I'm going to try to do these probably every day or every other day. Yeah. But hit those likes and subscribes before I head off for all you guys watching. Yep, Crypto Muscle. I actually covered that story from Marty Party, so I'm not quite sure. It's right here. Mount creditors will only get $483 per Bitcoin. That sucks. If that's true, that sucks. We'll see. I'll cover this a little bit more. I got to do a little bit more research into this. But yeah, $483 a Bitcoin. I mean, that's pretty darn bad. I forgot. I should know this, but I don't. The price of Bitcoin when Mt. Gox shut down, I do not know. Hopefully it was less than 483, so at least they got some multiple of a return, even though it's a really, really horrible return. Yeah. Marina, loving this dump, looked under the couches and bought more Bitcoin and Sol. I don't give financial advice, but I wish I looked more under the cushions and bought more Bitcoin when I did here, July of 2013. I do not know if Mt. Gox pays out more in Bitcoin or yen. Yeah, I'll look more into Mt. Gox. I don't know exactly. I mean, I guess right now we don't know. Mt. Gox is, again, I started the live stream comparing Mt. Gox to genital herpes, which, by the way, I do not have. But it seems to come back every 6 months to a year. And there's a dump. And I think the dump we're in right now is Mt. Gox, plus NASDAQ is down a lot today. NVIDIA is down a lot today. Miners are selling. I think there's like a lot of compounding things. And then again, as you guys know, liquidations happen, they cascade. One liquidation leads to the next, and all of a sudden you're down 10% in the day. This is a very liquid market. There's nothing that's going to stop it. You know, with stocks, they're going to be like, oh, halt trading. It's down too much. Doesn't happen with Bitcoin. This is a good question, and I do think I want to just mention this really quick. Nobody is too late to buy Bitcoin. Well, not financial advice. I don't believe that anybody's too late to buy Bitcoin. And I don't think that you need to be going farther out in the risk curve in order to see life-changing returns. Now, if you only have $100 and yeah, then maybe you should just like do something a little bit riskier with that, because if it goes to zero, it's not going to matter. But if it does a 3x, $300 isn't going to change your life. So, right. So it depends on your financial situation. Yeah, Mt. Gox keeps coming back. Keeps coming back like a bad case of, you know what? True. Yen, Japanese currency, is taking a dump compared to US dollars. We will see. We'll see what happens. Great comment, rational evidence. 10 years ago, people were buying for $100, and now nobody cares if the price of Bitcoin moves by $100. This is so true. This is so true. When there's an extra zero on the price of Bitcoin, which I believe there will be, nobody's going to care when Bitcoin moves by $10,000. It's going to be the equivalent of, like, again, $100. Nobody cares. That'll be fun. I can't wait to do live streams when there's an extra zero on the end of Bitcoin. All right, guys. I'll head off. Hope you guys are doing well. And yeah. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.